How you guys doing? My name's Ryder. I'm 26 years old. I'm fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Extreme Couture.
Well, talk to us about your journey, man. I mean, obviously I know you're Vegas born and raised, but the martial arts training, how did it start and how did you get to here?
Man, so I've been wrestling my whole life. I started wrestling when I was 5 years old. It consisted of me and my dad traveling out of state every weekend to find good competition. And then from there, I won a couple state championships in high school, a couple national championships, was a 5-time All-American, and gave me a lot of opportunities. I went to West Virginia University for a little bit, and then from there I was there for a year and a half, and then I went to Olympic Training Center, lived there for a year, was on Team USA, wrestling all around, and then I went to University of Wyoming, and by that time, I was wrestling there for a year, and I just, I've been fighting my whole life. It was just time to start fighting for real. So I moved back to Vegas, my home city, and ran into a guy named Eric Nixick. He went to my high school, actually. He heard about me and was like, hey, man, come through Extreme Couture, and let's get you started.
That's awesome. So along your wrestling career, I mean, did you know, like, hey, MMA is something I might turn to at some point? I mean, obviously being in Vegas, obviously you're familiar with the sport. So was it always there in the back of your head?
Absolutely, man. I was that kid who grew up fighting a lot, too, my whole life. I was always the guy, at the parties and stuff, fighting. And, it's just something I've always been doing my whole life. It's something I love, and it's a blessing to be out here,
I guess being here, does it make it more realistic? I think about some people that grew up and, they just see it on TV and they think, oh, here it's like we have it, you know what I mean? So did that make it more of a realistic goal for you think?
Absolutely. I mean, it was crazy, because when I was in middle school and high school, we actually had our Team Nevada wrestling practices at Extreme Couture. So, man, it was absolutely insane. Like, I remember I was like 11 years old, 12 years old, walking at Extreme Couture, seeing these guys fighting and hitting pads and being like, wow, Dad, this is something I want to do one day, So it's just crazy how, like, the journey's been from, walking in and watching these guys at Extreme Couture training to being at Extreme Couture training, and it's just an amazing journey.
That's cool. So how did you and Eric cross paths? You said you didn't know him,
and so I came and I was training at I was at Drysdale's, and Brad Tavares was in there and Kevin Lee, and they could tell I was a really, really good wrestler, and I was wanting to start fighting, and they're like, hey, come through Extreme Couture. And then when I was at Extreme Couture, Eric approached me, and I guess he knew my old wrestling coach or something, but we hit it off right away, fellow Green Valley alum, and Eric Nixick's really taken me under his wing since, and I can honestly say he's like a big brother to me.
That's awesome. Obviously Extreme Couture is a storied gym, but it seems like as of late, especially, man, it just keeps elevating even higher. So what does that do for you? I mean, you're kind of in this prospect stage of your career, but you're watching these guys performing on the highest level.
Man, it's like I said, it's a blessing, man. It shows, like, here I am. Like, if these guys can do it, I can do it. It's such an amazing opportunity to be surrounded by the best guys in the world, We have these guys that are winning world championships now. Francis Ngannou bringing back the belt, and, getting to put the belt on my shoulder. It's just like, wow, it's just an absolute amazing experience to be at Extreme Couture. And we have so many killers there, so much talent. We have so many the best guys in the world that come there, for a reason, for a purpose, because we are one of the best gyms in the world.
So this opportunity comes up for the Ultimate Fighter. You mentioned a guy like Brad Tavares obviously came from the show. I mean, did you talk to anybody, and what did they say? Was it like, hey, it kind of sucks, maybe you don't want to do it, or were they like, dude, you better go do it?
Oh, no, they said Dan Ige, Brad Tavares, all of them, they're like, man, this show is meant for you. So get on there ASAP. We're going to talk to him, and it's just crazy because Brad Tavares is actually the first person I've ever watched on, like, anything MMA. It was the Ultimate Fighter. And then to be fast forward, however many years, and, he was the guy that was pushing for me to get on this show. Is absolutely incredible. But, no, I mean, it's destiny, man. It really is destiny.
So the house experience, what are your thoughts going in, right? Because I think it's interesting for people that live here, right? You might be able to, like, think about, I'm a mile down the road from my house or whatever the case may be. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, do you think it's going to be a little bit of a torture to be away from home, or are you okay with it?
Man, I kind of like the whole experience, being able to get out, away from social media, away from the world. I look at this like a fight camp, like it's a huge opportunity, but I'm looking at it as, just a blessing to be able to get away from everything and just focus on my career, focus on just fighting, and focus on, becoming the best fighter in the world and the best version of me, too, It's an absolute blessing. I think some guys are looking at, oh man, I gotta leave my family, I gotta leave this and that. I'm looking at it as, man, this is an opportunity I'm not missing. This opportunity, I'm gonna go out and better myself, and I'm gonna make a name for myself. This is my time.
That's awesome. Last thing for me, early in your MMA career, but clearly, you've been wrestling your entire life. So, and you're going with UFC guys on a daily basis. So tell me, I mean, do you feel like at this moment, even at this point in your career, you're UFC ready, or is this kind of a let's see how it all goes?
It's my time. I know it, 110%. I train with the best guys in the world every day. I not only have them telling me that it's my time, but, I'm here. I'm, beating some of them. It's just, I know it's my time. Cool. Thank you, guys.